So we are here in Berlin at the Lightning Conference, and my guest right here is Vitus, who is the leader of and the creator and team captain of Team Satoshi, an initiative which I have covered in a Bitcoin magazine article. And there's quite a lot going on with your athletic team, and I heard that you have athletes all over the place just running with your torch and passing the word about Satoshi and Bitcoin and the ideals of the cypherpunk culture. So tell us more about that.
It's called Team Satoshi. I started it early this year for the 10th anniversary of Genesis block Bitcoin. And we have a few projects. So we did the Tour de Satoshi, which was a winter bike tour through Italy, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Austria and Germany to the European Central Bank, trying to pay every night with Bitcoin. And then we had a triathlon from Switzerland to Germany, Munich in 4 days, which was then joined by other Bitcoiners, including Jeremias from Local Bitcoins and Anita from Bitcoin & Co. podcast. And now we did the memorial run for Halfini, so the hashtag run for Halfin. We asked Bitcoiners to join in for a run in memory of Hal, because 10 years ago in September 6, 2009, he ran his last real run. It was a half marathon. And so we also started lightning torch, kind of like the Hodlonaut lightning torch. It's called Team Satoshi Torch, TS Torch. And it's being handed around kind of like the Olympic fire from athlete to athlete. And the idea is that each athlete adds the kilometers that he made in whichever sports and competition that was and hands it over to the next athlete. So yesterday, for example, UB is his Twitter name, ran an ultra marathon in Singapore, and he's handing it over now to another Bitcoiner who's running a marathon in Slovenia, in name of Team Satoshi, and then the week after somebody's running the New York City Marathon. So there's quite a few things going on now, and we're planning an event for the halvening. Quite a few things.
So what does it take to become an athlete as part of Team Satoshi? Do you need to run some kind of tests to be physically fit to be part of the team?
No, actually, you just need to be an enthusiast for Bitcoin, for the cypherpunk ideas, and you need to want to put your face out there, right? I mean, Bitcoin is all about privacy, and you have to be aware that when you do a Team Satoshi event, you don't have to, but you can then put your face out there. So if you're willing to do that, if you want to be part of Team Satoshi, do your own sports challenges, you can just create a login on teamsatoshi.org and create your own page there, and maybe even get your own donations or your own sponsors for your event.
When you started that trip with the Satoshi Torch and it was the triathlon challenge, I remember you said you were going to use Bitcoin for the entire week for payments. And also Colin, my colleague, is on a European tour, and he's trying to only pay with Bitcoin for the rest of the week and pay for accommodation, pay for food, for everything else. But he's having difficulties right now, and sometimes he doesn't find the right people to make the deal. And how was it in your case? Did you have a different experience, or did you know the people with whom you're dealing, so you knew from beforehand that they were going to accept Bitcoin?
So during the Tour de Satoshi, my goal was only to pay the nights, the hotels with Bitcoin, because otherwise it would have been too much. It was a lot of cycling during winter time. That was a big challenge already. So the hotels I needed to scout, so I went from hotel to hotel to hotel, and I soon found out that I need to talk to the hotel owner, because a manager would never decide to take a Bitcoin payment. And I didn't know these people. I didn't even know where to go when I got to the town where I wanted to sleep. So I just searched for hotels that seemed to be family owned, and then I tried to talk to the owner. And then as soon as I could actually face-to-face talk to a hotel owner, I had about a 50% chance that they would take me in. But I think mostly actually they did it because they felt sorry for me because it was winter time. I was very exhausted. I was sometimes freezing. So they noticed and they actually wanted to help me. And when somebody comes at night and you have rooms available, the hotel is not going to fill up at night anymore. It's also not such a big deal to give somebody a room. So yeah, I helped them set up an own wallet. Most of the times it was an Electrum wallet.
Okay.
And I told them, write down the passphrase. Don't show it to me. Don't show it to anybody else. Make sure you keep it somewhere safe. So yeah, that's how it worked, kind of.
So you picked Electrum, and you made them write down the seed phrase,
Right.
which is impressive already. But did you make any recommendations about whether or not they should sell on the spot or maybe hold for a longer time, or did you recommend them to move it to cold storage?
That wasn't that often a topic. Sometimes they said, okay, what am I gonna do with it? How can I sell it? And I said, maybe just keep it. You know, I mean, it doesn't hurt to just keep it, and it's an effort to sell it. So I basically recommend it to just hold on to it, and see what happens. And back then the price was like $3,500, I think, or $3,300. So yeah, they already almost tripled their holdings. Yeah.
That's really good news, I suppose.
Yeah.
Did you contact them afterwards?
No, I didn't contact them afterwards. But one of them, actually, the hotel owner in St. Moritz in Switzerland, he decided on the spot that from now on he's gonna take Bitcoin payments as an official payments method.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, I told him don't expect many people to come now, and he didn't put it on his website. He said when people come and want to pay with Bitcoin, I'm gonna accept it. So he didn't really decide to market it, but at least he wants to take it. Yeah.
So, from your experience, is it difficult to convince people in Germany or Switzerland to accept Bitcoin? And what is the legislation like? Does it just allow them to make decisions for their own business, or do they have to check with their tax person, accountant, or whatever?
I mean, I assume about the law, I don't know exactly how it is. I think you can accept Bitcoin as a payment as long as you then pay the value-added tax properly. So for that you need to consult your tax advisor, I assume, but I'm not a tax advisor, so I don't really know. I think it's not easy to get people to accept Bitcoin at this point because most people have heard about it. So on my tour, it only happened one time that person has not heard about Bitcoin. So it's actually, the name is actually quite common, but people don't really consider it. Most people don't consider it an actual currency that is worth holding. So I think for that reason, and also for the reason that there's not many people actually asking for it, it's still kind of hard to get people to accept it. Yeah.
So we're at the Lightning Conference, which is the first of its kind,
Right.
and I suppose you attended some panels, some presentations. Is there anything which got you interested and made you feel like Lightning might be the future of Bitcoin payments?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been following Bitcoin now for about almost 7 years, and it was always the debate. Okay, how can you scale Bitcoin in terms of transaction speed, transaction volume? How can you make it more fungible? How can you implement more privacy into Bitcoin? And at first, I didn't really understand Lightning, but then as soon as I understood it better, I understood, okay, this could actually work out, and this is a very cool solution that can solve that problem apart from the block size increase, which I'm not a fan of, obviously. So yeah, I'm excited about the space, and now at this conference, it's really an awesome conference. I mean, I'm super excited how much energy and how much like content there is. Most of it I don't, or much of it I don't understand because I'm not that technical, but it's great to feel that community grow and see that vibe going on. It's really amazing.
Okay, so Vitus, thank you very much for this interview. You can show your badge so they can know how to follow you on Twitter.
So Twitter, Vitus_ZE, or find us at teamsatoshi.org.
And also, Patrick, thank you very much for filming this.